basically being like in Ariana's face, I'm sleeping with your man. But that's basically what she said. I mean, we're there with it. Put it down below. Let me know what you guys think. And what do you think about Schwartz being a coward, not saying anything in the moment? And what do you think about Sandoval lying and everything that's going on now? Put it down below. So with that, let's move on to our next story. All right. So this one's from Reality Blurb, and it's all about Scheana Shay calling out Tom Schwartz and Sandoval for lying on Vanderpump Rules. And she also says they plotted their own talking points. So let's go. Scheana Shay called out a cringe scene between Tom Sandoval and Tom Schwartz on Vanderpump Rules. And during the scene, the Toms casually discussed Schwartz's romance with Raquel, which reportedly took place when Sandoval and Raquel were having their own affair. At one point in the convo, Schwartz revealed a sneaking suspicion that Raquel was crushing on someone else. Again, same thing with like the mistress leaving little hints for the wife to figure out, I'm sleeping with your husband or your man. This is the same thing I think Tom Schwartz was doing. He was leaving little crumbs to be like, hey, I'm not the one that's into Rachel. She's actually banging Sandoval. Let's keep going. Many viewers believe the conversation was an attempt to paint Sandoval's then girlfriend Ariana Maddox in a negative light, as Sandoval mentioned their efforts to fertilize Ariana's eggs. Since news of the scandal broke, other fans have speculated that Schwartz was covering for his friend throughout the affair. Now, I've said this once and I'll say it again. I agree with this, but I want to add something else that I think. I agree. I think that all of the conversations that Sandoval has had with Schwartz and with other people, demeaning Ariana, she doesn't want to have sex, she doesn't want to have kids, she's mean to me, she calls me stupid, she's sarcastic, we're not affectionate, I bring her lattes in the morning, like, so does Uber Eats. Like, shut up. That's not, you don't get, brownie points for that. Shut up, Sandoval. I think prior to the scandal breaking, this was his way of creating a narrative that it's her fault and that he is the victim. Like, he's the long-suffering boyfriend who doesn't have agency or free will to just break up with somebody if he's not happy. No, not that. I think, and I agree, he was planting all of these seeds to poison the rest of the castmates and also poison the audience against Ariana. So then when he actually was ready to break up with her, not for Raquel, because he never broke up with Ariana for Raquel, if we're being honest. Once Ariana woke up from her vacation to denial and realized he was doing all this stuff, Ariana actually was the one who broke up with him. So technically, Tom Sandoval did not leave Ariana for Raquel. He was broken up with, like a lot of cowards, But at the same time, I still don't think he would have left Ariana for Raquel. I think once his finances were in order and once his brand and his money was no longer dependent on Ariana and he could make a clean break financially, that's when I think he would have broken up with her. But not for Raquel. Because if he was going to break up with Ariana for Raquel, that would have happened a year ago when they started having sex. Because let's be serious, they've been doing it for a long time. Now, this also says that people were speculating that Schwartz was covering for his friend throughout the affair. I agree with that. But the one thing I would add is I also think that Schwartz is in a relationship with that girl, Jo Weinberg. Or Winberg, whatever her name is. She used to be Kristen Doute's best friend. She's really cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs. She really beats with Katie and the rest of the girls. And she's some wackadoodle hairdresser or something like that. And it's been shown that Tom Schwartz and Jo is a couple, and they would do double dates and foursomes with Raquel and Tom Sandoval. During the whole time. And so I think that, yes, he was covering for his friend throughout the affair. And I think the reason why he's so squeamish and he's like, the kiss was so weird and all of that stuff. And he was like, oh, I'm not really attracted to her and all this, that, and a third is because the entire time he was in a relationship with Jo. And we see that Jo and Rachel are still friends. and she was like posting support for her and all of that stuff. So I think that's an added layer to the whole situation. On her Shenanigans podcast, Scheana called out the cringiest moments of the recent episode. Addressing the Tom scene, Scheana claimed her co-stars were lying through their teeth. You can just tell, she continued, when Schwartz said, I think she has a crush on someone else. And then they're talking about Sandoval fertilizing Ariana's eggs. So then she expressed, I'm like, are you guys just hitting your like talking points in this right now? The 37-year-old added, because it was weird watching that conversation knowing that y'all know what you did. As of now, it seems Scheana's friendship with Schwartz and Sandoval is over. Time will tell how hard she confronted them at the season 10 reunion, which is set to unleash itself in the coming weeks. I have a clip, so we can watch that clip. But this is the thing. And Scheana has confirmed that Ariana did not fertilize her eggs with Tom Sandoval's sperm, which is a hallelujah moment, and that's great, and that's really, that's fantastic. Her eggs are safe. So, thank God for that, because it would be, could you imagine if you fertilized your frozen eggs with this guy? And after all of this, so not only now are you tied to him with your $1 million house, but now you're also tied to him with your babies, your little embryo babies, your children. So yeah, that's pretty bad. But let's watch the clip.
Had to make a list of my top 4 cringe moments of the episode.
Oh my.
Let me know if you agree. So the Tom and Tom scene in the beginning of the episode, they are both lying through their teeth.
The worst.
You can just tell. When Schwartz said, I think she has a crush on someone else, and then they're talking about Sandoval fertilizing Ariana's eggs, I'm like, are you guys just hitting your like talking points in this right now? Because it was weird watching that conversation. Yeah. Knowing that like y'all know what you did.
My quick request to Bravo is like, I know how much you love your fans. Can you please send up stress balls, like punching bags? If we're gonna get through, like seriously, if we're gonna get through these final episodes, like I need something.
Especially knowing, because now I look at Tom and I'm like, you're lying.
I'm so angry.
Liar. Everything's a lie. I'm like, you're the worst liar ever.
All right, so put it down below, but let me know what you think about what Scheana said, about Schwartz being a coward and not speaking up, and also about Sandoval basically using his friend to hook up with the girl he's having sex with to cover up his own lies. I personally think it's weird. I think it's bizarre, and I know that there is this rumor going around that there was a threesome between Ariana, Rachel, and Sandoval. I personally don't think that's true. I think that's a lie. I think the threesome was Tom Sandoval, Tom Schwartz, and Rachel. I think the 3 of them, and maybe a foursome, we might even throw in Joe in there. I think the 3, if not 4 of them, have all gotten down because they keep making these little hints at it, Like a couple episodes ago, remember when Lisa Vanderpump is sitting down with Sandoval and Schwartz, and then Raquel comes over, and Sandoval's like, oh, just come in between us. Do you know what I mean? And she had him like sit between them, and even Lisa Vanderpump is like, whoa, like what's going on here with you guys? And then also, just like we're seeing, she went back to Sandoval's with Schwartz, and the 3 of them got into the jacuzzi. And also, let's not forget the biggest clue. Tom Sandoval was the #1 cheerleader. I think he was doing that to hurt Katie because he has this sickness with her. But I also think that there's something underlying where I think Schwartz and Sandy like to share. That's, you know what I'm saying? Like, I just think, I don't know. My gut feeling is that's the threesome. And I feel bad for Ariana in that sense because I think because she has been honest about being bisexual, because she has been transparent about her sexual encounter with Lala, that people are trying to use that almost against her. It's like when she said, no, we're not in an open relationship. Bisexual is not equal polyamorous. And just because you're bisexual doesn't mean that you're just game to have threesomes, this, that, back, and the third. And I feel like her sexuality is almost being weaponized against her. I don't think she had a threesome with Rachel and Tom Sandoval. I don't know. It doesn't make sense. And even just to play devil's advocate, even if she did, let's pretend they did, which I don't think is true, that still does not justify what Rachel did to her or what Tom Sandoval did to her. You know what I'm saying? But I think the true threesome, Schwartz, Sandy, Rachel, Pop in Joe when they're doing their little, skiing trips to Big Bear and their little foursomes and their double dates. We already know Joe's a weirdo and all of that stuff. And I'm not kink shaming, if you want to get your kink on, get your kink on. But what I meant by Joe being a weirdo is that she doesn't seem like someone who wouldn't be down. You see what I'm saying? Anyway, that's just what I think. But I want to know what you think. Put it down below. Let me know what you guys think about all of that. So with that, let's move on to our last story. And then I'm going to take some of your Candy Canes questions and comments. All right, you guys. Now, let's talk about something a little bit more lighthearted and uplifting. So, Ariana Maddox shares what she's learned from Tom's affair as Lisa Vanderpump admits Vanderpump Rules is, quote, a mess, and teases 4-part reunion. Now, this is from Reality Blurb. Dun, 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 dun. So Ariana and LVP attended the White House Correspondent Dinner on Saturday, where they addressed the ongoing buzz surrounding Sandoval and a hot topic at the event, and teased upcoming Vanderpump Rules reunion. Before we dive in, let's look at the dresses. All right, so I really like, I think they all look really good. And as we know, it was only Lala,